Peace, everyone. It's your man's Khalil Gerard. Welcome back to the channel. And today is day number 13 of my body game health and fitness journey. And today I want to discuss struggling with self-sabotage. Now, anyone living in the world already knows how hard it is to continue to be consistent at becoming a better person if you're on that journey, right? You could set some lofty goals. You could say you want to accomplish X, Y, Z. You want to make this amount of money. You want to have this type of weight. You want to have this body. You want to achieve these goals. But between now and that moment that you have in your mind, that goal that you've written down, that vision that you have, is the steps in between, right? It's the days in between. It's the moments in between. And let's keep it real. Life happens, right? Life has ebbs and flows. Life has ups and downs. Your emotions aren't just one way all the time. So many different things can happen, right? Any little small thing can happen that can knock you off course, right? From my teens to, I would say, my mid to late 20s, my weight was in between like 175 to like 200, right? And 200 being the heaviest at that point. And I wasn't super active in the gym in terms of like lifting weights and different things like that. I did a lot of cardio. When I was younger, I used to love dancing, break dancing. Back in the day, we called it like jitting and ticking. So I was active when it came to that. I used to love to dance. But in terms of lifting weights and things like that, I never did that growing up. But I did eat a lot of junk food. I did eat a lot of chips. I did eat a lot of BS. And the thing back then was my metabolism was high. So I never picked up a whole bunch of weight, right? I didn't start experiencing that part of myself until my late 20s and going into my 30s, right? And I noticed along the way, I would study different subjects as it pertains to health. I would take on different diets. I would fast a lot, water fast, intermittent fast. I'll do different detoxes, 20-day full body detoxes, all different type of things, right? And sometimes I would complete it totally, and sometimes I'll fail in between, right? I'll complete the task at hand and then go back to eating garbage, right? Go back to doing the things that I said that I wasn't gonna do. I made so many promises to myself and I let myself down so many times, right? And your mind, your subconscious keeps track of all of these things, right? Your ego knows you better than you know yourself if you're not studying yourself. Your ego knows what things you like, your deepest desires. Your subconscious holds all of these memories, holds all of these different thoughts, right? All of your traumas, all of your insecurities, all of your fears, worries, and doubts. And at any given time, when you're on the path to overcoming your obstacles, overcoming yourself, you're going to be faced with challenges from yourself, right? Let alone the world, you have all of these different temptations, but in most cases, you're tempting your own self. Scrolling online, you might run across different things, right? And without that lack of self-discipline, it gets harder and harder. For instance, I will get my weight down at my highest point, like I've told y'all before, I've been 260 plus pounds, right? And I'll get down to, I remember getting down to 230, right? And then there was a battle from between the 230s to the 240s, right? Now I lost those 20 plus pounds, but I got to a plateau and was battling there, right? And I have to overcome all of these things until I got the strength to go from the 230s down to the 220s. So battling in between the 220s and the 230s, right? And if you don't have a routine, it gets harder with that because you could be doing something that's leading you to a specific goal, but if you just randomly switch it to something else, randomly do a different routine, if you're not organized, that can get out of hand over there, right? And then again, life happens, so different things start happening, right? But I don't want to be I don't want to be too hard on myself or anyone listening to this when I say this. Those are just excuses, but it's the truth. A lot of these things are excuses. You know, if you want to get out of anything, your mind has a really, really creative way of coming up with some type of excuse, coming up with some type of justification or rationalization into why you had to stop doing something or why you started doing something, right? That's going against yourself, that's going against your better nature. And self-sabotage, that's something that's personal. You got to dig deep. You got to go inside yourself, right? My body game journey and this fitness and health journey, I'm like, all right, I want to see myself like look a certain type of way. I want to see myself become a version of myself that I've never been physically. I see it inside of my mind. And each day that I think about it, the vision gets a little clearer, right? And within these last 13 days, it hasn't been a perfect 13 days, right? I'll be sitting here lying to you guys if I said, yeah, for each day, I was following my diet exactly the way that I need to follow it. My routine was the same way. No, it's been fluctuations, right? The consistent thing has been actually coming to the gym, though. The consistent thing has been making these videos. And as I reflect from this point, these 13 days that I've made these videos, I could say that I'm proud of myself, but I can also say, man, I got a long way to go. I got a long way to go to get to that part of myself, that version of myself that I want to become. So I always want to be upfront and honest and authentic with myself, but not just myself, but with you as the audience, with my family, with the people who I associate with the most, right? So if you're like me, and throughout your life, through your different journeys, through your different days, you've battled with self-sabotage. I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. You're not the only person in the world. If I can give you any type of advice in the world, what I would tell you is be conscientious and be aware of what you're consuming, right? Literally and figuratively, like food-wise and content-wise, because each of those things play a role. Each of those things either get you closer to your goal or push you further away from your goal. And time is limited, right? This journey that we're on here, eventually it comes to an end on this physical form, right? Eventually it comes to end in this physical form. And when that end arrives and you're looking back at your life, how do you want that to look? You know what I mean? Like, mastering yourself, that's a huge task. That's like a lifelong task. And it's so easy to take the easy way out of being distracted and using drugs and drinking and eating garbage that's just dulling you. You know, if you're on this channel, you're not an average person. You don't want to be average, right? You want to be better than average. You want to have a above average lifestyle, a great lifestyle even, right? That's a real battle right there. That's a daily battle. So I want you to know you got this. Listen to empowering videos, eat healthy food, give yourself grace. Understand that you will fall in life. You're gonna fall. You'll fall down, but it's getting back up that makes you a greater person. It's getting back up that keeps you in that fight. It's getting back up that allows you to get closer to where you want to go. And you learn from your failures. You study your failures. You look at what happened in those steps that made you fall and you reverse engineer. Okay, this came about because of this, that, and the third. These things happen. Let me start avoiding these places. Let me start avoiding these people. Let me start listening to this stuff. Let me stop watching this stuff, right? When I'm in a grocery store, instead of going down the aisle with all the stacks and stuff, let me just keep it by the produce. Let me just create a list and stick to this list. You know what I mean? But man, you got this. And it's a part of the video where you know what I'm gonna say. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. This channel is growing and I'm excited about it. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified anytime a new video arises. I'm Khalil Gerard. It's been my pleasure. Peace.